Hey guys, I wanted to talk about disloyalty, disrespect, Scorpio relationships, and everything kind of in between that today. Boosie had a recent situation with one of his daughters, and the level of disrespect was so grand, and it was all over social media, so I just wanted to make some commentary about it. I want to first let you listen to this clip, an interview he did with Vlad of Vlad TV, and I want you to listen to it a couple of times. It's 7 or 8 minutes long, and just kind of pull out a lot of little intricate things that went on, how he spoke, how it was described, and I'm going to come back with my commentary.
Your daughter's car.
Yeah.
What happened to that whole situation? Number one, you have a lot of kids. So the daughter's mother, is this the one that took the stand against you in your case?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's been a whole long history of problems with you and her.
Yeah.
Clearly. You guys have one kid together or two? One. So you prided yourself with giving all your kids a new car when they turned, 16?
Yeah.
What'd you give her?
2023 AMG Benz.
Wow. Okay. There's a new car then.
Yeah. Brand new.
What, did she just turn 16?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got it. So this is not your oldest daughter. This is, well,
it's probably my third or fourth oldest daughter.
Third or fourth oldest daughter. Got it. So she turned 16. You gave her a brand new 2023 Mercedes-Benz AMG.
2023. Yeah.
Why'd you take that car away?
Because her mom filed child support on me, and all of them was in on it together.
Meaning who?
My daughter
and her.
Both of them was in on it together.
Okay.
My daughter was my kids. You know, my kids come stay for the summer.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, my daughter said, "I gotta go back. I gotta go back." All about the blue. Like, what you gotta go back for? I gotta go take my mama to Voodoo. It just none of this made sense. And the whole time she was trying to hurry up and go back because she knew her mama had filed child support on her.
Okay.
And I've taken care of that child. Man, I'm not one who not gonna take care of their children. I took care of that child since I didn't know it was my child. You know, I didn't even know she was my child at first. Her mama was putting the baby on somebody else. I never ran from my.
Okay, I didn't know this. So originally,
originally she was named something else.
Okay, and
I didn't know she was mine.
Do you know the guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was named after him. My name was Dominisha.
Oh, so she had a different last name.
She had a different name.
Wait, what?
First name and last name.
Oh, okay. Because she thought this was another man's child.
Right. She knew it was.
How long after that situation did you find out it was your kid?
Probably 8 months.
Okay, relatively quickly. Okay, 9 months. So then you find out, you do the DNA test and it was yours.
Yeah.
So then you changed her whole first and last name?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My oldest daughter named Ivan on her, so I named her Toriana.
Toriana.
Yeah.
But named after you, after Torrance.
No, just Toriana.
But isn't Toriana kind of similar to Torrance? Kind of.
I kind of got it from Ivan on her.
Okay, got it. And her original name was what?
Dominisha.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you changed her whole name.
Yeah.
But you were still
moved her in with me.
Okay.
Yeah, I moved her in with me. Her first couple of years, she lived with me.
Okay.
My mama was doing prison time and in and out of jail.
What was she in prison for?
Stealing.
Huh.
Yeah. And so, I always been here for, I think, and I got corrupted by a mom, bro. And the level of disrespect, I was keeping her car. I was just going to be a bargain tool, I was just going to be a bargain tool for her to go down there and take that shit off me. But when she got on there and, call me a bitch ass nigga. You know, call me all
Wait,
these.
your daughter called you that?
Yeah,
Oh, is she 16?
yeah.
Damn.
You know, it was all off limits then. You know, like with how she disrespected me, like you'll never have no good luck, bro. Disrespecting your parents like that, and I'm not a parent who deserved that. You know, I always one thing I do, I take care of them fucking kids. I love them to death. I take care of them kids, and that's why she was, you know, she was trying to get from here. I didn't know what it was for. Nobody knew what it was for. I gotta go. But she already knew what it was. Everybody was coercing together as far as them and they family. It was just, you know, they knew she had, I think it was the last strike to get, you know, I've heard all kind of stories from other people that they made a deal together, all kind of shit to put me on child support and she was going to give her half. Like, it's crazy, Vlad.
But you already paid child support.
Right.
You pay child support for all your kids. And from what I
It's
understand...
not child support. It's not in court child support.
Yeah.
It's an agreement.
Yes.
It's an agreement.
Okay.
But, you know, and I've been paying that since forever. I mean,
is she trying to get you on back child support?
No, she's trying to get me on more child support. I guess the $2,500 or whatever, that's not enough.
Okay.
So, she got 19 months before she 18. So I guess this was like the last strike, money grab, man, bro. I was blindsided, bro. When I bought the AMG, I was just the best dad in the world out of my mouth.
Well, that AMG is more money than you would pay in child support, right?
Of course.
You're in terms of 19 months. I mean, you're doing the math and it's like...
You're not thinking, bro. Like, you're not thinking. And, you know, I have my situation set up to where, man, you're not, bro, I'm smart.
Right, you also pay the insurance, right?
Yeah. Everything. Paid for a car now. No notes.
No notes.
No notes.
Okay, but is the car in your name?
Yeah.
So you can pull this type of thing.
Yeah, just in case you pull this shit. Just in case you pull this type of shit.
Are all the cars that you got in your kids in your name?
Nah. It's just, you know what to do it with certain kids.
Okay.
You know, I don't have this problem. I don't have this problem with
the oldest daughter.
The other never had, you know, but you know who to do this kind of thing.
How many of your kids have cars right now?
Ty, Ivy, everybody who over 16.
Which is how many kids?
4.
4 kids. So three kids plus
her. Plus her.
What do the other 3 kids think about this situation?
Oh, they were pissed. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. All of them, every one of them, they were pissed.
I bet.
Talking about they daddy like that, they were pissed. They were pissed off because they know, bro, like, my kids done had a life that kids don't have.
How'd you get the car back?
Repo.
So you actually repoed the car?
How the fuck you think I'm gonna get it back?
Oh, I don't know, show up.
No, I'm not doing all that. I send the paperwork, I send the key, and they pull up and put that motherfucker on the thing. And I ain't gonna even say when they pulled up the first time what happened.
What happened the first time? I gotta know.
This bitch is crazy. Bro, that woman is crazy, bro.
Oh, so there's a big outburst and...
Man, bro. Hey, bro, I don't want to talk about it. I'm gonna just say she pulled off.
She pulled off.
I guess they rolled around a couple days. I guess they must have ran out of gas.
Oh my God. Okay, but ultimately you got the car back.
Yeah.
Is the car here right now?
It's outside.
It's right
now.
outside. Yeah. I guess we'll film it on our way out.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Interesting enough, just listening to him talk about the disrespect that transpired between him and his 16-year-old daughter. Just kind of brings me back to my childhood. It really does in a lot of ways. Because I grew up, I would say I was a pretty privileged child. I really was. And at the time, I really didn't feel like it. I felt like there were people who had things that I didn't have. I felt like my parents could have done better. All the things that kids think because you're not in an adult situation of responsibility. Your brain is not developed. You can't even think straight to begin with. And, I was looking around, a lot of people I went to high school with, and at their graduations, they had Mercedes, they had Porsches. I grew up in a really nice suburban area where people did have a lot of abundance. I even grew up where there were 15 and 16-year-olds who had their own apartments. They had their own apartments, And I kind of felt slighted a little bit. Me and a couple of my friends, we were suburban brats. We felt a little bit slighted, had the audacity to feel slighted. And, I didn't grow up rich like his daughter. My parents were not famous entertainers. We weren't driving in Bentleys and things of that nature. But I had a lot of privilege. And I did get a car. I got a car. I bought my first 2 cars, but a car was purchased for me, a nice sports car that I did have in college. And so I do appreciate that. It wasn't my money that was spent on it, honey. And, I didn't have any mouth to talk about it, Now, the situation is that Boosie bought his daughter an $80,000 car. 80, like a down payment on a house. In fact, you could buy a tiny house with that, probably. $80,000 vehicle. Other kids aren't getting that. They're not. And in the comments, let me know. Did your parents buy you a car when you were, like in high school or in college? Like, did you get a car? And I'm not talking about like a car you got to push up the hill. Like a nice car, a brand new, was it 80 G's? Did you have that kind of life? Maybe you did. Maybe you were very privileged and you always got trips around the world and things like that. A lot of kids, I knew a lot of people like that. That's not uncommon where I come from. It wasn't me, but it wasn't an uncommon thing that people had things and parents gave them things. And so Boosie has several children, and that's not even of the topic. It's not even of the topic. But he surprised his daughter with a brand new vehicle. And, I have his chart out right in front of me. Scorpios, I have to say this, and I'm not biased about this because I usually give credit where it's due, especially in astrology, because I'm an astrologer and I can't really just pick sides based on nothing. I really don't do that. A lot of people think that I do, but I actually do not. I will say in my life, dealing with individuals, I would say that Scorpios were the most giving internally, okay? Maybe not physically, but internally, with time, with wisdom, with energy, with loyalty. I would have to say that 100% of the time. And with his stellium being so powerful like this, Sun conjunct Venus. You know what a Sun conjunct Venus is? That's a very charming person. Venus is, a benefit planet. It brings love. It brings peace. It brings harmony. It brings all these beautiful things to it. When you have a sun, he has a Sun conjunct Venus and Jupiter and Mercury, right? Sun conjunct Jupiter. First of all, his sun is in between 2 benefic planets that bring you opportunity. They bring you growth. They bring you joy. They bring you peace. They bring you harmony. He's an extremely charming, giving individual. Jupiter expands. This is a giving individual. I guarantee you, if somebody needed it, he would give his shirt off his fucking back. And Scorpio being a very intense, involved, very relationship-oriented bonding sign. No one gives like we do. No one. I've never seen it in my life. I've never seen it. I've heard a lot of mouth, but when it comes time to digging them wallets and them pockets, honey, I've done that more than anyone that I know. Period. And never asked for it back. And never asked for it back. And so I do believe wholeheartedly that he's an extremely giving, like it either goes extremely one way or it goes extremely the other way, honey. And that's what you get. And so he gave his daughter an $80,000 vehicle, which he didn't have to do. You know, he probably overgives because he grew up in the opposite situation. That happens with a lot of people. I see them when they grow, you know, the rags to riches story. When they grow up poor, they overdo it with their kids and things like that when they never had anything. And so I really truly believe that he's extremely giving. I'm sure she's gotten many, many opportunities and things because of him. And so he talked about a situation. I guess he's not in good terms with the mother of the daughter. And there's a situation of child support that happened and she was in on it, you know. And I will say, I'm not going to say anything about a 16-year-old girl or his daughter negative or anything like that, but I will speak for Taurus. You know, their second house and they're all about money, and there's not one thing that can separate them from money, from wanting money, for striving for money, for having money. That's just what they do. Loyalty doesn't matter. It's what can I get? You know, it's what can I get? And not thinking of the longevity of a relationship. Some of you guys get into relationships with Scorpios and you're like, ooh, you find out like, oh, wow, they really care about me. Let me see what I can get. Let me see how much I can get. Let me see how far I can stretch. And you don't understand that we have such a keen sensitivity. Look at all this water. He's mostly water. Very sensitive, intuitive individual, especially with a Mercury in Scorpio and a moon in Scorpio. Like we just sense everything. You don't have to say anything. We get like something's popping off here. Something is. And, you know, this was just a shame. I was thinking about it and I was like, what a sad thing to not know when you are in a position of having so much, not just privilege, because even when I was 16, I recognized that I had a certain amount of privilege. I really did. And all of me and all my friends did. Because when we would hang around individuals who were like from the slums and lived really rough. I mean, they lived in rough areas where gunshots were always going off, where they had, and this is back in the 80s, they had metal detectors in their schools, and we were like, oh, damn. And they would be around us, and there would be so much resentment. Like, we would feel really uncomfortable around them, and we kind of distance ourselves like a lot of suburban kind of kids do. And so I understood that there was a difference between us. I understood that I can come home to my house and not lock the door and nobody would come in, and I could sleep peacefully and walk to school every day, and no metal detectors, and, you know, everybody knew who the neighbors were. And if something bad happened, there was somebody else coming into the neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like, I knew that, like, I was safe. I knew that, like, you know, I didn't have to deal with the tragedies that these other people had to deal with every single day. So they were very numb to it. Like, it was normal. They were like, oh, you have a car. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I knew that I had a certain amount of privilege, but I didn't really see it until I got older. Like, whoa, I had so much privilege and I was running my mouth. Maybe this will happen to her, because I don't think she understands the privilege that she has, the situation that she's in, having the father that she has. It's not because of the mother. The mother has nothing. The mother just got lucky, right? And so Boosie took the car back. He was like, oh, wait. So what happened was, she was conspiring with the mom to get child support or whatever they were going to do. I don't know the whole entire story. I'm just paraphrasing what he said. And the girl was down with it. You know, she was down with it after he got the car and after he's, you know, maybe she even goes to private school and all this, that, and the other. And she was with it, you know, and she's 16. So what can she do? She probably didn't want to go against her mom and stuff like that. You know, not really thinking about right and wrong and justice. I have had situations in my childhood where there was one family member against another, and I don't take sides, but I do choose, no, this is wrong, I'm not going to do it. And I refuse to do it. Like I was just very adamant about that. I was very aware of that. Not everybody is. Not everybody is. So she's probably just doing what her mom told her to do. That's her mom. Usually little girls pick their moms, whether it's right or wrong. They were trying to get money, not thinking the longevity of it. If I do this, what's going to happen later? I mean, how much money can you get anyway with child support? A few dollars. A few dollars. And what do you think is going to happen? What, you think you're still going to go to private school? You're still going to get all the gems? See, this is another thing. Now, I have a Capricorn rising and I'm a 10th houser. And Capricorn risings tend to be goody two-shoes in a sense that the way that we go out into the world is just like, do what you're effing told. Follow the rules, do what you're supposed to do, and just shut the hell up and stop complaining. And that is because Saturn is the ruler, and Saturn is responsibility, structure, and discipline. That's what it is. That's what it is. And that's how I was. So many people would love to be in your shoes. So many people would love to be in her shoes and have a dad who's so giving and have a, and be 16. I didn't have no car at 16. No car. You know? And she's not thinking, or anybody who was involved was not thinking about longevity. What is this relationship going to look like when I do this? What is this? And a lot of you guys who are dealing with Scorpios, you don't think that way either. You start running your mouth. You don't know the impact of your words. You know that you don't understand the impact of your decision. I had somebody curse me out and then ask me to use my phone. It was unbelievable, all in the same breath. I said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And the longevity with this, the way we are, the way we don't forgive you, this is too deep. Some things are just too deep to just pass by, even when you're a relative. So he took the car. Now look at this. Look how nice and shrewd he is with his Mercury in Scorpio. I love it. I love it. So with his Mercury in Scorpio, he made sure the car was still in his name so that she didn't have total rights to it. The car wasn't in the mom's name. And he just called the people to come repossess that, honey. just come and take that car. You're not getting any more. Oh, you're going to run your mouth and call me very disrespectful names? Oh, no, you're not driving 80 G's. I could do a lot with $80,000. I'm thinking all the things I can do with $80,000. And so to get so greedy, thinking about money, having this objective, not thinking at all what your relationship is going to be, how it's going to destroy and never be repaired. There are people who can never, ever, ever repair a relationship with me. It is gone. Everything I have given, I've taken. You will never get any privilege with me. You'll never get energy. You'll never get anything. Now, while I was away, this reminded me while I was away for the winter, I spent some time at the same place because this is a place that I've been to before. And I met a nice Taurus individual who, last time I was there, I only spent 2 weeks. So I really didn't spend a lot of time for that mask to fall off. But this time with the whole winter, her mask fell off. She got very, very upset and very vengeful. And it reminded me when I was young, around those kids who lived in the projects who said really mean things and nasty things to me. Even some of the kids I went to school with who, and I wrote about this in some of my books, they had drug addict parents and things like that. And they were really spiteful of like where I lived and whatever we had. And I didn't understand any of that. I'm like a little girl, like, okay, well, everybody lives like me. And so I'm here back in the Caribbean, and I stayed at her house for like a month. And she's watching me, looking at the clothes that I'm wearing and whatever else. And this is a poor place. It's an underdeveloped island. So clearly nobody really has any money. Like 0.5% of them are considered wealthy, you know? And so it's like, it makes sense that I'm not poor. So I'm not gonna lack what she lacks, you know? But she got very disturbed and tried to get a lot of money out of me really quickly. Like, ooh, let me see what I can take. Interesting enough, I was planning on really helping her. Like, oh, next time I come back, I'll bring medicine, I'll bring clothes, I'll bring this, I'll bring that. And she messed that all up. How stupid. And she didn't even know I was plotting this. This is the thing. This is how giving Scorpios are. Like, you don't even know what we're thinking about you. You don't know. Because Scorpio is the 8th house of hidden. You have no idea. You have no idea. And I was like, oh, this is the route we're going to. Great. And all the things that I planned on giving her, I gave it to somebody else. I literally gave it to somebody else. She's so stupid and was trying to be so quick, you know, gratifying, self-gratifying. She wasn't thinking about like, oh, let me think about next year and the year after that. I'm going to need so many things because I'm in a really bad position. And she's somebody who's in a great position and she can help me. How? Oh my gosh. I don't want to use the word stupid. But, and you think of that in terms of somebody 16. Now, when I was 16, I was very, very, I mean, I don't want to say I was like so mature, but I was very, very practical. A very practical person. And the people who gave to me, I didn't cut those ties. I didn't cut those ties. I didn't disrespect them. I didn't go behind their back and do something that 2 seconds, you know, give you, you know, some dopamine hit for 2 seconds and then your whole life is ruined. So he not only took the car, but he took her out of his will. He said he was going to take her out of his will. In another interview, it's not in this one. But look at how permanent that is. So now she's just going to be another poor kid with his last name who gets nothing. I mean, it's really sad. And a lot of you guys are dealing with Scorpios in this manner and you don't even know it. He's not going to forgive her. He's not. He's not going to forgive her. He's not in his heart. When you cut that deep and you're behind the scenes doing stuff, like I'll never go ever in my life back to that woman's house, that Taurus, ever. She'll never get anything from me, ever. As long as she lives, nothing. I'll never help her with anything. Never. It only takes one time. Nope. You are finished. And I noticed that with Taurus people. You know, they just need, it's the greed. It's the greed without thinking longevity. Loyalty is nothing to a lot of people. And so, gosh, a lot of you are in situations where you run your mouth, you say things that you think are cool. I mean, she's on social media saying a lot of things. I mean, she's a teenager. What can we do, right? When I was a teenager, I ran my mouth to a certain degree. But I never ran it about my parents. I can't go on and call them the stuff that she's been saying. My goodness. And they paid for a roof to go over my head. I never had to be on government assistance. We were never on welfare. I never had to beg for anything. I had more than enough. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. And with him, with all these planets in Scorpio, goodness, the opposite end of the spectrum is going to feel so ugly. Now, she's going to have to get on her knees and beg her whole life because he's never going to forget this incident. Ever. It's imprinted. With us, all of the incidents kind of go into this emotional database. And I know that because there are people in my life who, I don't see them often, but when I do, they start trying to act friendly and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, that computer system goes back to 1997, honey. And it doesn't, and it doesn't bother me any other time. Like, it doesn't trigger me, but I won't give them anything. I won't give them anything. I won't do it. I won't do it. And he has Moon conjunct Saturn, and Pluto. Goodness. He's a very, very, very strong Scorpio. And I wouldn't want to step on his toes. I just wouldn't want to do it. And I think a lot of you guys get confused because when we love you and we care about you, you don't think that there's a small line that you don't know the severity of what the opposite feels like. Because as much as we love and care about you or fight for you or protect you, whatever, the opposite is equal. Like, it's just like, oh my gosh. I always think about this. I'm like, yo, the opposite is just as equal. All you got to do is make that one small move and the whole relationship is ruptured. All right, guys, that's all I wanted to say. What do you feel about this? And if you are a Scorpio, I want you to tell me in the comments. Tell me in the comments how you've dealt with this type of situation. Has anybody ever tried to turn on you with something so weak? I mean, this is like the weakest thing I've ever heard, like child support. Like, are you kidding? Like, she's getting all this stuff. Like, oh my gosh. It's like, how much can you get in the court? It's like, that's not going to last your whole life. Like, it just, like, I just can't. I can't even fathom that sort of situation. But if something similar, like my little story about when I was away, how somebody turned on me and tried to get all this money out of me. And I was like, you're not even thinking like I'm planning on helping you. Like, you're so stupid. So they screwed that all up. They screwed it all up. And how is somebody screwed up in your life just by doing one stupid ass thing or saying something? Ooh, words, words, words. I keep telling you guys, when you run your mouth, it's it. It's it. All right, guys, I'll see you in my next podcast video.